Tiffany Henyard has come out and admitted that she's broke as F after hitting her lowest point. Not just that.
It seems Tiffany has gone from living lavishly to pleading for money to maintain her lifestyle, raising eyebrows everywhere. Once throwing around money like it was nothing, she's now asking regular folks for help on GoFundMe. This is the same woman who reportedly spent $199,000 on welcome banners, but now struggles to pay her bills. The situation is messy, and the tea is spilling. Tiffany, who previously enjoyed a life of luxury funded by taxpayer dollars, has had a security team costing the town over $1 million annually, while the residents of Dalton face dire financial issues. Many are calling for accountability, especially since the local fire department hasn't had a contract in 5 years. Instead of addressing pressing community needs, Tiffany spent lavishly on extravagant welcome signs, $99,000 for a single banner. That's more than many Dalton residents make in a year. As Tiffany lived it up, the town fell deeper into debt. She allegedly splurged $119,000 on banners featuring her own face, completely ignoring the struggles of her constituents. The security detail that followed her around was costly, with some officers earning over $133,000 in overtime during a single pay period. More than many in Dalton earn in several years combined. It appears Tiffany forgot she was a public servant and acted more like a celebrity, blissfully spending taxpayer money while the town struggled to pay its bills. The company responsible for those flashy welcome banners is still waiting for payment, alongside other creditors who are now pursuing Tiffany to recover their money. The financial troubles don't stop there. Tiffany reportedly took out personal loans amounting to millions, leaving her unable to repay them. This has led to potential repossession of police vehicles, putting public safety at risk. Imagine calling 911 only to find out there's no car available to respond. In addition to her extravagant spending, Tiffany's alleged side business ventures have raised even more eyebrows. She reportedly exploited the Section 8 housing program, which is intended to help low-income individuals find homes. While owning a property that was in deplorable condition, complete with mold and water damage, she continued to collect government subsidies. By November 2019, the property was declared uninhabitable, but Tiffany allegedly kept cashing the checks as if nothing was wrong. How did Tiffany manage to get away with this for so long? It raises serious questions about oversight and accountability. The scandal is not just about lavish spending. It reflects deeper issues within the town's governance. Residents are left wondering how their mayor could act so recklessly with their hard-earned tax dollars while they struggle to make ends meet as the situation unfolds. It's clear that Tiffany Henyard's financial mismanagement and alleged fraudulent activities have put Dalton in a precarious position. The implications for local governance are staggering, and the community is left grappling with the fallout. The demands for transparency and accountability have never been more urgent, as the people of Dalton deserve a leader who prioritizes their well-being over personal gain. The story of Tiffany is not just about one individual's misuse of power. It serves as a cautionary tale about the need for vigilant oversight in local government. As the creditors continue to pursue her for repayment, the future of Dalton hangs in the balance. Residents deserve to know how their money is being spent and to have a mayor who serves their interests, not just their own. This saga is far from over, and the community is watching closely as the drama unfolds. With so many layers to this situation, it's hard to predict what will happen next. But one thing is clear: accountability is essential. The people of Dalton are speaking out, and they won't remain silent as their town faces unprecedented challenges. It turns out inspections do exist, and Tiffany's property inspection history is revealing a shocking tale. More drama than a beachside soap opera. While Tiffany was busy neglecting her responsibilities, it seems she thought she could overlook the many issues plaguing her properties and continue profiting. This is particularly troubling, given that people living in those conditions already struggle to get by. Instead of using government funds to provide safe housing, Tiffany pocketed the money, leaving tenants to endure leaky ceilings and moldy walls. It's not just sad. It's outright wrong. The accusations of financial mismanagement and corruption are piling up, and they're not limited to just one rundown property. This reflects the broader issues within Tiffany's entire administration as mayor. It's like every time a new stone is turned over in Dalton, Another scandal involving Tiffany comes crawling out. What's really infuriating the community is her apparent belief that she's above the law, living large while her constituents face dire living conditions. It's as if she forgot she was elected to serve the people, not herself now. You might be wondering about Tiffany's future. When you misuse government funds like this, it rarely ends well. We're talking about potential legal consequences and investigations. And with everything else Tiffany has on her plate, this Section 8 housing scandal could be the tipping point that finally brings her down. Despite the chaos, she continued to act as if everything was fine, making decisions for Dalton while this mess simmered beneath the surface. It didn't take long for the FBI to get involved. They're digging deep into her finances, and the findings are grim. The FBI isn't just looking at Tiffany's bank statements. They've subpoenaed her personal transactions and the township's financial activities. They're on a mission to uncover every dollar Tiffany has touched, and what they're finding isn't pretty. Allegations are surfacing that she used taxpayer funds for a variety of personal benefits, from extravagant trips to a lavish security detail that would make any celebrity envious. Being mayor clearly gave her a golden opportunity to live like royalty, but now the tables are turning. Adding fuel to the fire, Lori Lightfoot, former mayor of Chicago, has been brought in to supervise the investigation. It's serious business, and Lightfoot isn't playing around. As they dig deeper, more skeletons are emerging from the closet, and the community is not pleased. Residents are demanding answers and accountability, feeling betrayed by someone they trusted to lead them. Local business owners and former employees have been interviewed by the FBI, and it seems like everyone is stepping up to share what they know to make matters worse. The FBI is employing electronic surveillance in their investigation, which indicates the severity of the situation. They're likely keeping a close eye on Tiffany's every move, hoping she makes a mistake that reveals even more misconduct. But what's Tiffany's response to all the scrutiny? Instead of confronting the allegations, she's gone MIA, skipping out on board meetings and public appearances. We're talking about 25 meetings she has missed recently. It's like your boss not showing up to work for weeks. You'd be out the door faster than you can say unemployment while Tiffany hides away. Rumors are swirling that she's selling off her personal belongings to make ends meet. It seems her high-rolling lifestyle is catching up with her, leaving her scrambling for cash. Meanwhile, Dalton is crumbling under the weight of its financial woes, with the village board getting fed up enough to appoint a short-term mayor, Jason House, because the real mayor couldn't be bothered to show up as Tiffany plays a game of hide and seek with her responsibilities. Dalton is drowning in debt, millions of dollars worth. The hard-working residents are left to foot the bill for her lavish spending and trips. It's as if Tiffany has forgotten she was elected to serve the people, turning into what locals are now calling a ghost mayor. She's nowhere to be found when it matters, leaving her constituents wondering how they ended up with a leader more focused on avoiding accountability than facing the music. Running a town isn't like ghosting a bad date. You can't leave people hanging when they depend on you for leadership. While Tiffany has seemingly disappeared, Dalton is stuck in limbo, lacking direction and leadership. It's like a captain abandoning ship during a storm, leaving everyone else to navigate the turbulent waters. But don't think Tiffany is taking a break from the chaos. She's busy trying to shift the blame. Her former chief aide, Keith Freeman, has come forward, claiming that Tiffany relied on him for all the financial decisions that have landed her in this mess. Lawsuits are stacking up against her, each revealing more issues that are putting her administration under the microscope. With so many accusations swirling and the FBI investigation intensifying, it's clear that Tiffany's days of living lavishly on taxpayer money are numbered. The community is demanding accountability, and the clock is ticking for Tiffany Henyard as the pressure mounts and the truth continues to unfold. Tiffany's saga just keeps getting wilder, and it seems she's trying to shift the blame for her actions onto her former aide, Keith Freeman, claiming he was the one pulling the strings. But as mayor, you can't just say, "Oops, it wasn't me," and expect people to believe it. Tiffany was running Dalton like her own personal kingdom, where anyone who dared to question her authority was swiftly dealt with. One former HR manager even claimed she was let go for refusing to conceal public documents, while another employee reported being fired for refusing to take part in a scheme to replace a school lawyer. Working for Tiffany felt more like playing a game of do what I say or hit the highway, but the situation escalated further. Tiffany wasn't just allegedly bullying her staff. She was also targeting business owners who didn't support her. Lawrence Gardner claimed that after he refused to contribute to one of Tiffany's events, he faced harassment from the police and had his business license revoked. Talk about a shakedown, and let's not forget all the money Tiffany was throwing around. Much of it wasn't even hers. She was borrowing left and right. Now those chickens have come home to roost, and creditors are knocking on Dalton's door, demanding repayment. It's as if Tiffany thought she was running a Ponzi scheme instead of a town. Things took a dramatic turn when Tiffany allegedly used city infrastructure as collateral for her loans. That's right. She put up public property to secure her personal loans, which is astonishing because that infrastructure doesn't belong to her. Now, creditors are looking to seize city assets to recover their money, putting the town in an even tighter bind. Meanwhile, Keith Freeman is reportedly cooperating with investigators, possibly undermining Tiffany's attempts to throw him under the bus. Who knows what other secrets might come to light as the investigation unfolds. Just when you think Tiffany couldn't sink any lower, she pulls one of the most desperate moves imaginable. She started a GoFundMe page. Yes, the same woman who spent taxpayer money like it was confetti is now begging ordinary people for cash. Can you believe the audacity? After all her lavish spending, including $119,000 on welcome banners and extravagant trips, she's now looking for handouts. The residents of Dalton are not amused. Many are laughing at her. How did Tiffany go from living like a Kardashian to asking for donations? It's baffling. Many are questioning whether this GoFundMe is genuine or just another scheme. Tiffany has a reputation for being a hustler, and some believe this is her last-ditch attempt to defraud the public before vanishing again. There are whispers that she plans to take any money she can raise and disappear before anyone can hold her accountable. Reports indicate that Tiffany has been MIA for quite some time, having attended about 25 board meetings and selling off her personal belongings. While she pleads for money online, the people of Dalton remember the chaos she left behind and are not ready to forgive or forget. Some claim this GoFundMe is merely a way for Tiffany to play the victim card, hoping that people will forget about her shady dealings as she tries to garner sympathy. Dalton is drowning in debt. The police department's cars are facing repossession, and the fire department hasn't had a contract in years. Yet Tiffany continues to insist she needs their money, living in a bubble as if she hasn't treated Dalton like her personal piggy bank for years. Now that her empire is crumbling, she seems to think she can just ask for a makeover. People are beginning to wonder if this GoFundMe is her attempt to pay back her debts or if it's a ploy to fund her next escape. Despite all the chaos she's caused, Tiffany has managed to raise almost $155,000 for herself. But as she collects pennies online, the residents of Dalton are left dealing with the fallout from her rain. Online commentary has been fierce, with many saying Tiffany's ego has inflated to absurd levels. Some argue that her arrogance stems from a belief that she can continue to get away with her actions without consequence. There are claims that her status as a black woman affords her a certain level of protection, allowing her to evade accountability. Supporters of this theory suggest that the federal government will do little to hold her accountable because she checks so many diversity boxes. It's a tangled web of accusations, and the question remains, is Tiffany truly a victim of circumstance, or is she the mastermind of her own downfall? The narrative surrounding her is complicated, and opinions vary widely. Some see her as a hustler who's played the system for too long, while others believe she's being unfairly targeted as the investigation unfolds. The people of Dalton are watching closely. They want answers, accountability, and a leader who genuinely cares about their well-being, not someone who treats their position like a game. The stakes are high, and Tiffany's fate hangs in the balance. Will she face the music, or will she find a way to slip through the cracks once again? Only time will tell, but the residents of Dalton are determined not to let her off the hook easily.